Doctor, we are live.
We did it again. It's Wednesday night.
Yes, we made it all the way through another week. Pretty impressive, right?
It is impressive.
They said I wouldn't live past like junior high, but here we are.
Every week you prove them wrong.
Every week, every minute I prove them wrong.
Yeah. Every day I wake up, I'm like, okay.
I really shouldn't be here, but wow, we got a lot of people.
There's a
here already. Yes, Joe K. Mexican spec. Cars M4M views. I see some new people. Power Toys. What's happening? Elmo 21. Yeah, I'm just rolling through here.
Gunline Dino 420. Elmo. Wayne Budzell.
Yeah, Stevens Paul. There's usually the other way around. I pull Stevens.
Yeah.
Evening, children, he says. Eric Uncapfer. Ghetto Rides. Ghetto Jet, baby. Ghetto Jet. KJ Kiley. Paul Bruno. What's happening, man? You're talking about the G bodies. I remember going to dealerships and sitting in those cars when they were new. 1983 Hearst Olds that I was lucky enough to buy new. Wow, what a car! G bodies are awesome. I love them. I've always loved them. My brother had a '79 Monty, which was a weird looking car, like the rebody. They originally called them A bodies. They weren't G bodies when they first started.
Yeah.
They were A bodies, and then when they restyled them for 81, that's when they started calling them G bodies. But my brother had a '79 that I put a 350 in. He bought it from John the Fireman with a knock. Got it dirt cheap, and I put a 350 Chevy in that. I completely forgot about that one.
Thunder Trucker 666. Olives here. Mario Barra.
Salivate. Yes. So you watch Salivate Metal? I've always got Sal on the TV. I actually bought one of his coins. I bought a Salivate Metal 2-ouncer. I have it inside because all of these precious metals guys, these silver guys, whenever they do videos, they've always got a stack of coins in front of them, and they're always playing with them and stuff like that. And I was like, I need a stack of coins that I can put out in front of the TV, and I can play around with them.
So you can play along.
So I can play along, yeah. So I started my with the my Salivate Metal 2-ouncer. Bill McKaiska, what's happening? Boomer, sweaty fat guy. He says I almost got one of those G bodies at El Camino. I have enough projects. I know I have enough projects. We have too many projects.
So did I, but I've got more, as we've seen.
Oh, Mike N. The new Dachshund was not initially accepted by our other Dachshund. Dachshund friction. That's a problem. But today was the first day they actually played with each other. There you go.
Yeah, happy wiener dogs. Yeah.
Yes. Dachshund cohesion. That's what we all shoot for.
Yeah.
Jose Fables. Tony, Jose, what do you think about the Grand National GNX? I drag tested one, and for which magazine was it? Muscle Car magazine? I don't know. It wasn't Cars Illustrated, which is when I did most of my drag tests for. I drag tested one. Don't remember the numbers I got on it, but they weren't as good as what I got with the Regal. But trivia, right? Trivia. If you know anybody who's got a GNX, right? The GNX came with a book. So when you open the glove compartment, it had a special book, like the cars were numbered. They had a little plaque on the dashboard, GNX number 425, whatever it is, right? And then in the glove compartment was a book telling you how special the GNX was, right? So in that book, towards I think the end of it, because I only saw it the one time when it first came out, is a quote from me from the drag test that I did in Cars Illustrated on the 86 Regal T-Type. So I am actually a physical, tangible part of GNX.
GNX lower in history.
My name is in every single GNX glove compartment.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That's probably my distinction. That's going to be, at the end of the day, that's how people are going to remember me. Oh, that's the guy that was mentioned in the GNX book. see. Tom Manley found my forever car. It's a 1995 Impala SS. That is an excellent forever car.
Mm-hmm. Never go out of style. Everyone will be like, oh.
That's the truth. They can put that car out today, and people, that's a slick looking car.
Yeah.
There are certain cars that are like that. I mean, they're kind of timeless. Like you look at the Cudas, 70, 71 Cuda, like that was first generation e-body. Literally timeless. If they were to put that car out on the showroom floor today, right? What year is this now? 70. So it'd be a 56-year-old car. And you could put that on the showroom floor today, and people would look at it and say, yes, the new Barracudas are really cool. And there are some cars that are just literally timeless, and those Impalas are like that.
Mm-hmm. Go up to Power Toys there.
Power Toys.
7:06 p.m. Yeah.
I'm thinking about buying a pretty rusty Vista Cruiser. I like those to drive across the country for $2,000 on Poverty Tour. Any ideas? I mean, is it functionally sound? I mean, does it have frame rails and shit like that?
Yeah, as long as the frame's not rusty.
Yeah, I would.
Who cares about the body? Yeah, you can have ventilation.
Definitely. Yeah, grab it. Dr. R, what other? There was the Vista Cruiser had the Vista window in the roof. Wasn't there another car that had that?
I think some of the Roadmaster wagons also had that.
The Roadmasters. Huh. I gotta. Or anybody who knows, what other car had like had a window in the roof like the Vista Cruiser did? That was like one of the most distinctive features because you could see that in traffic anywhere. Like you couldn't see the side, you couldn't see wood grain, you couldn't see what wheels it had or anything like that. But in traffic, you could always spot the roof line of a Vista Cruiser.
It was modeled after like a locomotive car or something like that. What they were going for.
Power Toys, what about some frame repairs? I can kind of weld. Then you can kind of do some frame repairs.
Yeah.
Just spark it up, man. Get some steel, get some equivalent gauge steel, cut out as much of the rust as you can get away with, because sometimes you really can't get in all of it reasonably, and then just plate it up. Just plate it up.
Plate it up, burn it in, burn it in, burn it in.
Burn it in, man. Go get yourself a cheap flux core welder. That's the nice thing about like welding on frames and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be solid. You know what I mean? So if it's a series of 10,000 bird shit welds, but they're all holding their spot, go with you, man. You beat it all.
Turn it up to 10 and let it eat. Yep.
Yep. Paul Bruno is saying, yeah, they were thinking about Vista domes, right, on the railroad cars.
Yeah.
That's probably where they got the name. Well, wait. There was a train that had that name in it, like the Vista something.
Vista Adventurer or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Let's see. Well, the Whoopshire says, don't tell Red you're taking the car out of town. I have no idea what he's talking about. Let's see. Outdoor Adventures, William Vest.
Yes.
Yes. I bought a running Blazer with an Eldenbrock carb that isn't right, doesn't idle if it's cold at all, but will slightly run on a nice day. Where do you start when you didn't install it or know what was done? That's the classic Edelbrock.
Pull the top off and clean it out.
Yeah. So take the top of the carburetor off, all of the screws around. Undo the choke linkage, undo the accelerator pump linkage. Take all of the screws that are around the top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like there's 10 screws. Take them all off. In the front, right, you'll find the two boosters, right? They each hold in place with 2 screws. Take the boosters out. Take a small piece of stainless wire or bread wrapping, it's like the bread wrapper. Take the paper off the bread wrapper so you've just got the metal, and then pass that metal through all of the different slots. or just Google Edelbrock Carburetor on my channel, because I've done 100 videos on them damn things, and I covered this repair countless times. So the information is all there for you, brother. Go get you some.
Mopar K is here also. So
Mopar K is in the house. What's happening, Kay?
Yeah, it's a
she was working with timing the last time. Kay, did you figure out the timing mysteries? Thunderstruck 666 replaced both rear frame extensions on my G body with a flux core welder. Go you! And it did a fantastic job. Doesn't need much to make a clean car out of a G body. Super easy to work with. Super easy to work with. Olive is in the house. Welcome, Olive. Power Toys uses guitar strings for jet cleaning. Yeah, but this isn't a jet. This is the booster body, and it has little passages in it.
Tiny passages.
Tiny passages, and they don't make the guitar strings that thin. Or if they do, I'm not aware of them. Let's see. 72Z28. I use flux core to fix my old sculptless frame too. It's like, it must be like a secret society.
Yeah.
You love to rust under the trunk.
Just burn it in, yeah.
That was one of those things in New York when those cars hit like about 10 years old. The bumper brackets would just rot off, and the bumper would just fall.
They go over a bump and they go zoom.
Yep. Jose, 33 small block Chevy or 400 small block Chevy? People talk trash about the 400. What do you think? Both of them are good. The 383 is not found in nature. The 383 is the 400 crank is the 350 block. The 400 block has a larger bore, so 4 1/8 inch, and because of that, the cylinders are Siamese. So in other words, there's no water passage between the cylinders. So that's where they got a bad reputation. The cylinder doesn't heat evenly or cool evenly because of the Siamese thing. But in reality, no, man, they're good motors. There's nothing wrong with a 400. What say you?
No.
What's your opinion on those things?
I don't know. Everybody gets hung up on them so bad. It's a 400 or it's. I mean, they both have the same crank and the same heads, so it's, you know.
All right,
do you need 17 cubic inches? Go for it. You know.
Mopar K, timing. I understand now. Yes, but ran into an issue. I'm installing a brand new fuel system, and your videos helped a lot. Learned about water and more. Cleaned my first carb and put it back together. Congratulations, Kay. You're becoming proficient. Keep at it. Let's see. Joker. What way is better to deal with a parasitic draw until winter is over? Put a disconnect switch on the battery or run a battery tender. Truck gets used only once a week when it snows. Is that a pain in the ass?
I would do a battery tender, just for the fact that you're not shocking the electrical system every time you're taking a battery cable on and off and stuff like that. You know, who knows what's going to cause problems. Just
if it's a later model vehicle, I agree with him. If it's later model, if it's earlier and it doesn't have like a BCM or anything like that, then I would just disconnect the battery cable.
Yeah, if it's got a carburetor, take the battery cable off.
Yeah, or a simple HEI.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the CCC isn't going to be, although we don't really know what he's got there. But yeah, battery tender is definitely a viable idea.
Pretty good question. It's up at the top. E. Miller in Phoenix, Arizona.
There it is. Emailer, when I prime my Ford FE oil pump with a drill and the front cover off, a decent amount of oil comes out of the front cam bearings, and goes down the front of the block. Can this lead to low oil pressure? When I prime my FE oil pump with a drill, okay, and the front cover is off, a decent amount of oil comes out the front cam bearing and goes down the front of the block. Let's think about this for a second.
Okay.
Define decent amount, because there's definitely going to be some bleed through.
Yeah, it's you're pumping oil into a little confined space. It's going to goo out.
Right. But you see, what's a decent amount, right? Because I mean, is it just gushing? Because that would indicate.
Or is it just like a
bearing clearance?
Yeah, like a little drip.
But if it's like a drip, I mean, that's okay. Remember, that's got to lubricate the timing chain also. So there may be a situation. I'm not familiar with the details of FE cam bearings, but on a lot of engines, you'll have a special bearing someplace in either the mains or the rods or the cams. You'll have a special bearing that'll have like a little extra clearance here or a little notch there that's intended to extra oil something. Perfect example of that is, and a lot of people don't know this, on the big block Mopar, there's actually a special bearing that goes in a number 1 slot. People don't know that. It is extra bleed through to lubricate the timing chain, and that's on the number 1. And it's only really identified by a paint splotch. They put a little, I believe it was green, little paint splotch on the bearing, so you knew that was the number 1 shell. So it could be a situation like that on a Ford. I'm not sure. Somebody else might know.
But that sounds accurate to me.
What does?
But yeah, you're going to get a little bit of oil coming out of there to lube the timing chain. Yeah.
My Ken, that's actually a good thing. Why not figure out where the parasitic draw is coming from? Yeah, that's too obvious.
It's too obvious. It's probably your alternator or your radio, but right. Yeah, either way.
or the trunk light.
Yeah. Well, it's a truck, so there have to be a bed light or something.
Oh, or a weak diode in the alternator.
Yeah, that's usually.
Richard Benelli, this is a good question. Obscure question. How do you choose which type of washer to use? Example, star, spring, flat, etc. in different applications. Okay. Flat washer if it's against any type of metal that will tear. All right, so sheet metal or anything like that, where it's I would use a flat washer, and then if need be, a lock washer on top of that. So flat washer first, then lock washer, or an eye-lock. Star washer. Well, I never choose to use a star washer, but when I find star washers, they're usually holding an electrical connection in place, like a ground, right? But I've never chosen to use a star washer, if that makes any sense. Not because I have anything against star washers, but that's where I see them. Like
if ground. They come off, I put them back on, but I don't like have a
right, exactly.
Here's a star washer situation. Yes,
exactly. And a split washer or a spring washer when it's a decent gauge metal, when I know there's not going to be any tear through or anything like that. I don't know. Did I miss anything?
No.
Okay. And a hardened washer when it's got to compress, something like cast iron. Mexican Spec is saying, how many of just not in agreement with the star washer being a ground?
Yep.
Let's see. Josh Holman, welcome in, brother. Scrolling up, scrolling up. Kerry Blodgett thought my 340 was froze up after sitting 20 years. Turned out to be rusted timing chain and gears because the water pump housing corroded through into the timing chain. Crazy design. I've seen that happen. But so in other words, the timing chain was so rusted you couldn't rotate the motor. That's a little extreme.
I've been mad when you pull the motor out and you pull the front cover off and you're like, oh, frick, it's just the water pump.
Thunderstruck saying star washers bite into the metal to give a better electrical connection. That makes sense. Acceleration rules. When you turn a crank journal 20 thousandths, do you lose hardness? Yes. Well, wait, that depends. If the crank is nitrided, tough dried, any of those surface hardening methods, yes, as soon as you cut the crank, and those hardnesses are only like 1,000th or two thick. So if you cut the crank, yeah, you're doing away with that. Now you're down to the base metal of the crank. But if the crank is just a soft cast crank, then no, it's going to be the same hardness top to bottom.
All the way through, yeah.
All the way through. Let's see. Star washers under the grip screw of your pistol. Huh. I don't have a pistol handy.
I got a bunch, but we don't need.
Well, do you see a star washer on there?
No.
Power toys. Are Olds 330 easy to get parts for, intakes and such, or is it worth just putting a small block Chevy in? I couldn't tell you the availability of parts for those things. I don't know. What are you using it for? Is it a restoration, like Sunday afternoon drive car?
This is his same guy, poverty tour car. Taking for cruise. I would do it. I'd leave the 330 for the novelty of it if you're going on something like that.
Yeah, if it's a power tour car, don't even worry about stuff like that.
Yeah, you're just cruising anyway.
Yeah, just cruise it and enjoy it. But if the 330 needs any significant work, like if it's a smoker or it's got it's low compression type of thing, it's weak compression, then yeah, I would just swap in a small block Chevy
or a Buick or something else, so you don't have to change your trans.
Yeah. Something. He's right. Well, you have to put a Pontiac in. We have to say that because we got sweaty fat guy here.
Yeah, put in a 400 Pontiac.
Put in a 400 Pontiac. Sweaty fat guy. The 403 bolts in where a 330 is, and you aren't making it lean with a boring small block Chevy. The Olds 403 is an awesome engine if you hate main bearings. Like if you wake up every morning and you say, "Damn it, main bearings, I'm gonna get you," buy a 403 Old and stick it in there. Definitely. Rats, main bearings.
They're on this star washer on the.
I know they love the star washer.
Pistol grip on an AR-15. Well, we don't need to get demonetized by dragging rifles out and everything. So,
as long as you don't fire them, you're okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
Don't point that at the screen. Do we still say drats? Yes. When you're talking about the hatred of main bearings.
Nope. Well, I built this one myself, so if it's not there, it's my fault.
And of course, that's for demonstration purposes only. It's not a real.
I mean, it's all plastic.
Yeah, it's not a real firearm.
No, it's marshmallow popper.
Yeah, mozzarella. It's just filled with mozzarella.
Shoot the cheese into the pasta.
Yes. Right. Isaac Paulson, have you guys ever heard of paint races back in the 70s? I have no idea. What is that, Isaac?
Paint races?
Yes.
No.
Richard Benelli, I think the split washer also grips into the metal, preventing the bolt loosening. No, it's not supposed to bite into metal or anything like that. It's supposed to create tension against the bolt, so that the bolt, because bolts are sometimes prone to vibrating themselves loose, or if it's holding two pieces of metal together, they may have micro movements over time. They'll loosen, the distance will shrink a little bit. And the purpose of a lock washer is to maintain tension so the bolt doesn't loosen up.
Go up. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
That one right there? Jose! Jose!
Hey,
Jose! I want to build a motor in my house like you built your last 383 Mopar. Did I build that in the house? No, I did a 318 in the house. I did a 426 Hemi in the house. Broke the porch getting it out. But I live in an HOA neighborhood. So do I. Don't worry about it. Recommendation to not have problems.
Just keep the garage door down.
Yeah, keep the garage door down.
Yeah. And when you fire it up on the engine stand at home, do it at like 3 a.m. when all the Karens are sleeping.
Power Toys silver is on another tier, $66. Yeah, let's do the precious metals report.
66. Woo!
You're doing pretty good now, Art.
Yeah.
What do we got here? So at what time is it? At 7:30 Central Standard Time, we've got gold up $24.43 or 0.57%. At $4,326.47, and we've got silver up $2.60, 4.11% at $66.03.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the futures hit 67 earlier today. I'm not sure where they're at right now, but I told you guys, I started telling you to buy it like 17, right? Did I not? Oliver saying Tony's HOA must be pretty mellow considering he's often got a parking lot with burnout chickens out front, etc. I have really well. I explain it to you. I'm you know me. I am the nicest guy in the world, right? I'm the most friendly, pleasant person you will ever come across out in the wild, right? I love people. I'm nice to everybody. I want to be nice to everybody, right? But HOA people, what I do is when I see them in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And, I give them the look, you know what I mean? I'll stand in front of the house with my arms folded and give them like just the dead eye. I'm looking for the excuse to kill your pets. Look, you know what I'm saying? I never have a problem. I never have a problem.
I don't live in HOAs because I obviously can't. Lincoln Roach up on top.
Lincoln Roach. Dr. Art, we need you to build a 500. What did I say? What did I say? 500 caddy for the El Camino and make ultimate burnout machine. That was my.
Maybe we want to put
Oh,
one in the front and one in the back. That would be something. Take the Eldorado drivetrain, put it in the back, and put another 500 caddy in the front.
that would, you'd win. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you could do. It would be even more crazy if you had two Eldorado drivetrains, one in the back, one in the front.
Yeah, 1,000 cubic inches of
Cadillac slow burn at 4,000 RPM. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you would have to put them both in reverse and just let it spin.
Yeah, one in drive, one in reverse.
What would it do? I think the car would
It would
spin
just,
like a,
yeah.
No, you put them both in reverse. If you put one in forward and one in reverse,
yeah. So they're trying to pull each other apart. Yeah.
If you put them
or
both
go
in reverse
into each other. Yeah.
Oh, that would. We may have to build that. I'm scrolling back up here. Oliver saying crazier than now sometimes work about Karen's, I guess. Crazier than now works really well, I got to tell you.
Yeah, it's the same thing when you do a lot of air travel like I used to do for work. Once in a while, you're going to get a real Looney Tunes with hand puppets and 5 cats trying to get into the seat, and then go at you, and you just have to out crazy them immediately, and then they shut up the rest of the flight. I figured that out. It works fantastic.
Let's see. Josh Homan, that is a good way of collecting silver without spending any. Okay, I'm not sure what he's responding to there. I went over and just clicked on it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying, I'm doing good collecting antique coins from store change. Yes, they're still out there. I just got a nickel from 1958 at the post office recently. Just because it's old doesn't necessarily mean it's got any value. But I mean, I'm sure you could find some cool stuff. Yeah, Paul is saying you have 4-wheel steering with that design. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we could. Oh, so you could crab walk and do a burnout at the same time. Yeah.
The thing is, could you find 2 functional Eldorados?
Yeah.
These days?
And then what would be even more fun? You put 2 seats in the car, one facing backwards, and each guy has a steering wheel, gas pedal, and a brake pedal.
That's going way out there. Joe Comanche, what made Buick's 1970 GSX Stage 1 so superior to the other 454, 55, and 440s?
Where's Mr. Brower on this one? He could tell.
Jeff could probably tell, but I'll tell you something that I noticed, right? And I actually did a video on this a while back, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. One of the things I noticed specifically about Buick cylinder heads is that they are finished to a much higher standard than, let's say, the Chrysler heads. Chrysler heads, if you pop the valves out and you look into the bowls, you'll always see a mix match of the cores, because it's like a 2-piece core for the cylinder head, and if they don't line up exactly inside the bowl, you'll get seams and stuff like that. The ports themselves are really rough cast. They're and I noticed that on that 3D3 that we put together. The port walls are just messy, like somebody just poured like mud in there, right, and then it shook it out. The Buick heads, all the ones that I've seen, are finished. Like there's never any imperfections in them. Whoever did the castings on those Buick cylinder heads, I mean, these are the top of the line people. These are the top of the line casting people using nothing but the best equipment, and they must have taken their time doing it, because Buick heads are exceptionally clean. Every one that I've ever come across. Chevy is so. Most Chevys are okay, but not perfect. The Buicks always seem to be perfect. Has anybody else seen this, or is this just my imagination?
I haven't seen enough Buick cylinder heads. I just don't need all that.
And Fubar just put up a link to my merch. Thank you, Fubar. So you want one of our shirts, or one of our hats, or anything else that we happen to have in our store, and I don't know what's there because Kathy Beninas handles all this stuff, and she keeps me out of the loop. I say, Kat, what are we selling? What kind of? And she says, just shut up. Just shut up and talk to the camera, talkie boy. This is what I get. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even know what's in the store. So, but Fubar put up the link so you can find out and you can buy it yourself. She's mean to me sometimes. Lance King, on the subject of early video with the El Camino, how about doing something twisted like dropping Uncle Tony's 361 in it? We could. I mean, it's just sitting around.
Could.
It's currently in pieces. I pulled it all apart. But yeah, we could.
We'd have to get a training for it. And we can. But why?
Yeah, why exactly? It's like that's just doing something for the sake of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Acceleration rules. The molds eventually wear out, usually causing. Usually early castings are more consistent. I mean, yes, to an extent, but from my experience, Chrysler had Oompa Loompas casting these cylinder heads.
Yeah, some of them
on their days off. You know, I've come across some truly insane casting flaws with the with Chryslers. With some of them, you're like, how did this thing even friggin' run? But yeah.
Oh, well, Olive's got a good idea here.
I'm always a little cautious when Olive has an idea.
Yeah.
Let's see, fun. But
I'd same colors and T-tops. We could for that, or make that El Camino a Target top or something. Yeah.
We could make it a Vista Cruiser.
Oh yeah, we get a camper shell and then graft on the Oldsmobile top on top of that. Yeah, something like that.
What's on I always wanted to put a slant six in an El Camino for a daily. I'd probably go to 292 and 4-speed. Oh, it's straight six. You could. Yeah. You could. They actually came with straight sixes. Not many of them. And I think it was like just the first year, like 78. Which one was it? Was it the Pontiac? Oh God, somebody out there remember, but I know in some applications there were straight inline sixes in the G bodies. Mexican Spec is saying caballero is how you say caballero. Tony.
Caballero.
Caballero.
Yeah.
Caballero. Caballero.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. They put the T-PAL. They put 4 speeds in G bodies. They put 5 speeds in G bodies too. So I had a 4-door slant back. Which was it now? Was it the Cutlass? It was a Cutlass that was a 31 4-speed that I threw a rod in on I-95 coming back from a race in Florida. So I met the car I was going to work on in Florida and was heading back to New York. And I had a trunk full of Hemi heads and odds and ends and stuff like that. And I tossed a rod by, what exit was it? The Quantico exit. And coasted off, not realizing that the car was on fire, and went down the ramp and pulled into a gas station and rolled to a corner. I knew the motor was dead and we were going to have to sit there. So I rolled to the corner of the gas station. And when I stopped, the girl came running out of the gas station saying, "Your car's on fire and you're on top of the gas tanks." Ah, she was all freaked out. So now it was like really blazing. And I got back in there and I backed it up. And I managed to save the heads, intake manifold, rockers, a bunch of 426 Hemi stuff that was in the trunk. And then I took a Greyhound bus home and had to carry 2 cast iron 426 Hemi heads while the guy who was with me carried everything else on the Greyhound bus all the way back to New York City. Trip. Yes, that's how I remember drag racing. Okay, everybody thinks it's like, oh yeah, go fast, build cars, go blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, it's throwing rods in Buicks and that kind of stuff. That's what drag racing actually is. Mm-hmm. But yes, and then there was a guy in the comments of that video. I was just scumming through the comments real quick. There was a guy in the comments that was from Staten Island that bought a 79 Cutlass 5-speed from John the fireman. And if he did it in the middle 1980s or so, I probably worked on that car. One of the things that John would do, he'd say, this guy was brilliant. I want to do a whole video on just some of his methodologies, right? But one of the things he would do is he would buy the car from the auction, bring him home, okay? And he would have me go through the car. So automatically, whether it needed or not, car got new shocks all the way around. Remember, we're in New York City, so shocks are a big thing there, right? Car got new shocks all the way around, got new brake pads and shoes all the way around, and an oil change. If it needed belts and hoses, we did those too. If it needed a tune-up, we did that too, right? But he would do this. He would go through the car and freshen it all up so he could tell the people, I freshened this car up. We inspected it one end to the other. You need nothing right now. You just go and drive it. And he would guarantee the car. It would go on in the first year or so. This was an independent used car dealer working out of his friggin' house. And he would back these things. But at any rate, make a long story short, if it went through Taddeo's place in the middle 1980s, early to mid 1980s, I worked on it or drove it or bought it at the auction. Because I used to go to the auction and inspect cars before they would get bid on. Boy, I sure talk a lot. I apologize.
Well, it's your show. That's why they're here.
War Ghost. Hey, Tony, you said a while back you didn't enjoy towing with your Dodge Wrecker. Is it something with your specific truck or all of them? It looks like a truck. It functions like a Turkish prison. There's
It is torturous.
It is, right? And you've only been in it for short trips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. It's in my younger, more desperado days, it would have been, yeah, fine. Let's get it done. But now that I'm old and soft and mushy and shit like that, it's just harsh, man. It's really harsh. Mexican Spec is saying, did John the fireman start buying anything else when G-bodies got scarce? John retired. He retired from the fire department. He worked for the fire department, which I'm pretty sure he only did that so that he could sell cars to other firemen because he had everybody he worked with and their families all driving his cars. But he retired from the fire department and like around 95 or so. And then he moved to Florida. And 2001, I moved to Tennessee. 2002, I moved to Tennessee. He moved down to Florida. and he called me sometime around like 2005 just to shoot the shit. And then like a couple of months later, he was dead. He had a pancreatic cancer, and he checked out like he was in his 50s, his late 50s. Let's see. Pick one, Dr. Art.
Oh, that's what I'm. Max Haller wants us to use a 2-barrel carb on a 460.
Why?
Torque, reliability, and fuel efficiency.
Well, why not just use a 4-barrel and only run it on the primaries?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One Guana. A while back, he said something about putting the pistons in backwards in the cylinder would give me more power. It doesn't give you higher numbers. It increases the rate of acceleration of the engine. So in other words, it's not going to change. It's not going to change your peak numbers. They're not going to change. The way you arrive at the peak number does change. There's a difference between, like for instance, most dynos are the engine is held at a steady state, and the dyno allows it to climb 100 RPM every 3 seconds, or however you program it, because you can program it any way you want. But the engine isn't actually accelerating the dyno, it's opposite. The dyno is holding the engine back, okay? And that's what I make the measurements. But there's also another kind of dyno called like an inertia dyno. And that's where you run the engine into the dyno and you're measuring the power that way. You would see a difference on an inertia dyno. You're not going to see a difference on a regular, like a normal dyno. I can't even think what the hell I call them. But the point is, it gives you a geometric advantage. The way the piston, because remember now, the crank is rotating, okay? And where the connecting rod is in relation to the crank pin, in relation to the central end of the crank, dictates how much of the power is applied and at what point. So by changing the direction of the piston, by changing the offset of the piston, you're leaning the rod into the direction of rotation. And so you're picking up more power early on. You're not increasing maximum power, but earlier on in the stroke, you're increasing power. And so if you take an engine and you do nothing except turn the pistons around, you probably won't see a mile-an-hour difference in a quarter mile, but you'll see an ET difference. It'll accelerate quicker, it'll accelerate harder, but you're not going to pick up maximum power, or you're not going to see any difference in maximum power. It works. What can I tell you? Dr. Art can attest to you, right? Here he is. Here's my witness. Do my engines rev like freaking chainsaws?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So there's a tangible difference. You can pick it. Like wow. I mean, right up there. You think, oh, that's got a ton of compression. No, there's just a bullshit stock slug motor, but the pistons turn around. And in a big bore engine that has a lot of offset, it makes a big difference in the way the engine reacts to throttle.
It's right up at the top there. SDZF2JR, whatever this body is.
Yes. Hot Street 440. Which factory heads and most bang for the buck mods to the heads? Factory heads, the 915s, 67 440 heads, the closed chamber heads. That'll give you 3/4 of a point compression. They've got the big valves, the same as the 906s, with the smaller combustion chamber, so you have some quench going there for you. That's the factory heads. Those are probably your biggest bang for the buck. Yes. Let's talk to somebody else now.
Okay.
Joe Carmucci, how long do you think before we see a big false flag? Could you feel it in the air? No, the false flag people have too many eyes on them. I don't think you're going to see anything like that.
Yeah, no need for it. We're already attacking enough people to keep the war machine rolling, so it's fine. We don't need that.
Let's see. I'm just rolling through here.
Yeah, there's one here from CD Burlock up there, close to the top, that I don't really understand what he's trying to get at.
He's good like that. I'm looking for it. I must have gone too far.
7:50 p.m.
7.
Formula CD Burlock.
Okay, yeah. Where can you buy the bar and 2 supports made to lift engine a few inches?
Oh, is that the front drive at the top over the engine bay?
Yeah, like they use them on front wheel drive cars.
Yeah, to do trans swaps and things.
Yeah,
to do.
Where can you buy that? I don't even know what that's called.
Engine support, front wheel drive engine support. Yeah,
I have no idea, man. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I guess if you find out what it's called exactly, you could do a search.
I'm sure your local tool truck man will gladly sell you one.
Oh yes. Yeah, you're saying the ends are 2 triangles. Yeah, they're supposed to fit over the shock, over the strut supports, the strut towers. What sounded to be said he's seen those at Harbor Freight.
Okay.
And then he says he actually bought one from there. Yes.
Okay.
Ben Judy, what's going on, Jen? What's going on, Ben Judy? Which one are you, Ben or Judy?
Maybe he's both. Maybe it's a.
Yes. One of Kim's friends. Hi.
Yeah. The non-binary clan.
Yeah, it's just an engine support.
Yeah.
King's Rule, what's the deal with old body guys using rivets instead of welding? Man, I don't think I've ever seen that.
I mean, I've done it. It wasn't right, but I've done it.
Come to think of it, I've seen it. Like someplace in the way distant past, I've seen, like you blow the bondo off a car and you'll find panels riveted in place.
Yeah, done that. Yeah. In my youth, I've done that. No, do what you can.
Let's see. Fun with Cars has seen it. Curmudgeon. It's an engine support or upper cradle. Vado zone, auto zone. Unless you're in Zeta Reticuli. Then it's called,
Vato zone. That's right. Max Haller's got it. Rivets give the bondo something to grab onto. Yeah.
My coffee got cold. Oh man, it has a different meaning after the temperature is gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Go up to Dickie Farley there.
Dickie Farley. I want to let Tony and Dr. Artin know that you guys made me a little prouder of my 86 El Camino recently. It was my first car that I bought myself working weekends in high school. Excellent. I really do like those things. I just have too many cars that I haven't touched in years.
You don't need to start collecting G buddies now to park them on top of all the Mopars in the front lawn. Yeah,
I'm good. I just bought another XJ the other day, but I did it specifically because it has terminal body damage. I'm probably the only person in all automotive world that literally went out and bought something because it really wasn't repairable.
I see that one. It is rough, and it's big tires on Explorer wheels, and just
big tires on Explorer wheels, and
Yeah.
the roof is dented, and the unibody is twacked, and the back door doesn't open, and it can't because it's all jammed into the thing. And that's literally why I bought it. I didn't try to figure out. I was like,
dirt
no,
cheap. Yeah,
that's what I want. That's what I want. Because
that pre-disastered. Yeah, so you
Right.
can't hurt it.
right, it takes all of the urge to make it nice and clean, and I can fix that. Oh, I can find this piece. No, it eliminates all of that, and now you have just something you go out and blast around in the mud and have fun with. Bob's Chop Shop. Tony, do you have any tricks for e-body torsion bar removal other than a clamp-on tool? Yes. I don't use any tool at all. Well, no, I shouldn't say. I use a pinch bar. So, and this isn't just e-bodies. This is any Chrysler straight torsion bar front suspension. What you do is you unbolt the nut at the front. So, front of the K-frame, you have the pivot nut that the lower control arm pivots on. Take that nut off. Okay. Then take a pinch bar. Well, you got to take the little C clip out of the back of the torsion bar, right? So take that nut off, take the C clip off, right? And then take a big screwdriver or pinch bar and go between the K-frame and the lower control arm, and just go oof like that a couple of times, like shock it a couple of times, and it'll send the torsion bar straight out the back, like it was never even attached to anything. That's the easiest, quickest, no tool way, and I've been doing it that way since I was a teenager.
Power toys go up there, because that's a good question.
Is a convertible X-ray possible with minimal work? I see people cut the back of them off to kind of like make kind of Comanches, but it's a unibody, man. So I don't like. I imagine if it's just like a dirt toy that you don't care about, and it's like if it twists up and whatnot, it's not going to matter. But I wouldn't do it on anything I cared about.
No, and that's all galvanized, so it's even hard to weld in supports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teardrop trailers. Hello from New Mexico. I bought a motorcycle. I blame you, Tony. Welcome. Welcome.
What kind of motorcycle did you buy? Yeah. Just a motorcycle. We need more.
Let's see. Scoop, I've seen two-door XJs cut to look like a Comanche. Well, you've got a pretty substantial B pillar there, right? So I guess if you lose the C, right? I don't know. I'd have to really think about that. I've never had the urge to cut the roof off of one.
Yeah.
2001 Yamaha Roadstar. That is a cushy bike, bro. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. I hope you really enjoy it. Um, 72Z28 had a Ducati 350 Scrambler. I don't want to start talking about motorcycles right now because I'm dealing with like seasonal depression. Okay.
It's too cold to ride the bike. Yeah.
It's too cold to. I mean, I can ride if I had to, but there's no joy in it. You know what I mean? It's just like okay, I'm riding just because I have a freaking problem. So yeah, I'm having seasonal withdrawal, depression, all this other stuff right now. Like I'm literally going out of my way to not see my bikes. Like if I got to go through the garage, I kind of look the other way so I'm not looking at them. I have one at the shop that I've been like literally like as I walk past it, I try to pretend it's not there. Yeah, I'm sick. Let's see.
Isaac Paulson up there, 8 o'clock.
Isaac. There he is. I live in Colorado Springs, and I've been seeing large groups of mini bike gangs in traffic doing wheelies at like 50 miles an hour. You were into the mini bike thing for a little while.
You had all the mini bikes. I stayed off of them.
Yeah, you were. Well, because you crashed it twice.
Crashed it twice in 2 minutes. Yes, that was enough.
He was doing go-karts. He was into go-karts. So I was into mini bikes. And I had one. It was a Predator swapped 100, right? A little Coleman 100 with a 212 Predator on it. And I says, "Take it for a ride, Dr. Art."
It's a mean little bike. Mean,
That's
hateful.
a mean little son of a bitch, right?
Hateful little fucking thing.
To this day, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Why we didn't have a camera rolling, I don't know, right? But it would have been viral. It would have been Dr. Art.
Oh yeah,
It would have
not
been
the
like,
first,
like
but
12
the
million
second
views.
one in the week when it just woo, yeah.
He looped it. He starts it. He starts pulling out into the parking lot, and then like before I even could say, "Hey, that thing will bite," right before he can say anything at all,
Yeah.
whacks it, and the bike goes, "Ooh!" He landed on his ass. So, it was one of those things where the horse throws you off, you better get right back on. So we retrieved the bike, got it fired up, and he's starting, like he was going to beat this thing.
Then it goes off into the woods on its own, and
he whacked it again. Same thing. It looped and he went flying into the woods. And the only thing I remember seeing was like a dust cloud, this big dust cloud, and the mini bike going this way and Dr. Art going this way.
like a cartoon.
Oh man, that was. You had to be there. You had to be there. I think you had a little drip of blood out the corner of your mouth or something.
Well, yeah, my whole face was broken.
Oh. Teardrop Trailers, you turned 62 today. Happy birthday, Teardrop. 35 years since I've been on a bike. And I stopped riding for a while too. The third time I got hit by a car making a left turn, the third time, right? I was like, okay, I'm done, right? I'm just done. So I didn't ride for 8 years or so, close to 10 years, something in that range. And then I was just like, it just got to the point, man. I was like, no, you just like, life is too short. You know what I mean? You're going to get hit by cars. It's just part of the, ride motorcycles. Just go ride motorcycles. You probably never saw it. There was a commercial. It was Taiwanese insurance company with the old guys. Did you ever see this commercial? It was a Taiwanese insurance company, right? And it was a bunch of like 85-year-old Taiwanese guys, and like a group of them, like lifelong friends, that sort of thing. And this was like a long commercial, and one of them dropped dead. Okay, so they're all at his funeral service, and they have his picture. Okay, and then like the oldest, most feeble of them all, right? He gets up and he goes, "Let's ride the motorcycles," like that. And like these guys are all like, they're all lame and shit. Like they're all like destroyed. This one's got cancer. This one's on crutches. This one, and they all go into these training exercises to like, so they can, and they make a lap of the island on their way. And it's a true story. It was a true story. Am I imagining this? I know it wasn't a dream. I know
it might be a fever dream. I don't know.
No, I know I saw it. Oh God, Dr. R, keep them busy for a second.
Okay. Rondo 378. Greetings from Germany. Love my 72 Centurion and my 1970 Riviera. Oh, it went up. You Americans make great cars, but have the 455 cubic inch. Cool. Well, welcome from Germany, sir. Appreciate that.
YouTube. Okay. Hang on. This is being slow.
Okay.
I have to just make sure I didn't imagine this.
Yeah. Most people are like, I don't remember any Taiwanese insurance company commercial.
Thailand. Motorcycle. Commercial. Yes. Yes, I found it.
Really?
Yes. Awesome motorcycle advertisement from Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Wait, here.
Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Kroger commercial. Huh? Some kind of satanic commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to play this for you guys.
人为什么活着？为了思念。
Wait, what the hell's going on here?
I don't know.
为了活更长，还是为了离开？去骑摩托车吧！ 个台湾人，平均年龄81岁，一个重听，一个得了癌症，3个有心脏病，每一个都有退化性关节炎。6个月的准备。 环岛13天，1139公里，从北到南，从黑夜到白天，只为了一个简单的理由。
Yeah, it's pretty much done. I think. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. There's an English version of that. But you don't need you don't need the language to see what's going on here. Go ride motorcycles, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's been some controversy here.
What,
Max Haller is saying to get out of Bitcoin now. It's going to go down to 50,000.
Wait, let's go back to that now.
Max Haller, Bitcoin's crashing. Get out now. He says, "I get." LOL.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just you don't. Bitcoin is a long-term speculative play.
It's how rich people get around banking.
Yeah, or the whole crypto space. I'm in it. I don't believe in it. Not for an instant. Okay, I know it's a scam. I know there's a rug pull coming, but it's gonna. You're talking about a serious, insane moonshot before it flames out, before they pull the rug. So I would just hang. I don't pay attention to it. Kathy Bananas pays attention to it. She's like, every day she shows me, look how much we lost. Ah, I'm like, man, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's only money. Who cares? Then they're talking about the lottery. The lottery is like $1.2 billion, and I'm not a lottery person, but I was today.
I've never played the lottery.
Because I have a bet with like 10 guys I used to work with. Whenever it gets up towards $1 billion, we all buy like 2-3 tickets, like lines of tickets. And if someone does one, everybody else gets $2 million. So I encourage them to go buy when it gets this high.
Wargos, hey guys, how much can you tow behind a properly set up G-body El Camino? I'm going to say minimum of 5,000 pounds.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, with some air shocks and rear sway bar, and yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, tongue weight, they probably a standard like 500 pounds on the tongue and 5,000 pounds total. Probably be about happy.
Yeah.
Zero. It happens, right? Some jerk always wins when I play the lottery. That's why I don't play, because I know some jerk is gonna friggin' take it.
Yeah, I'll be a jerk. I'll volunteer for that.
Mike, and you're only saying that because you missed the boat on it. If you would have gotten on Bitcoin around 2014 or so, you'd be singing a different tune. No, I know the difference between money and a scam, and Bitcoin is a scam. I'm in it. I'm not saying that I wouldn't touch it. No, I'm in it. But it's not money. They say, oh, this is the digital gold. No, it's not digital gold. It's not any form of money at all. It's imaginary. It doesn't exist. If there's a power outage, if your phone goes out, there's so many different counterparty risks to crypto. It's the opposite of money, and that's the scam, and that's why I got involved in it, because they call it digital gold. They say it's money, but it's actually literally in every way, shape, and form the exact opposite of money. You see what I'm saying? So going into it, it's a scam. So I says, let me get into this because this is going to run to the moon before they pull the plug on it. So I did. I got in it 2 years ago now, and I'm just waiting for the rug. I'm waiting for the run up, and then I think I know my exit point. I have a pretty good idea what the exit point is, and I'm expecting a complete rug pull. Dr. Art, the Temple says you have the worst personality on YouTube.
Probably.
Yes. He's
Here, there you go. How's it? Does it make it better?
He's very good at that. Teardrop shows spot gold today is at 43.31. Yeah, it's only about $40 from an all-time high.
Yeah.
Max Holler says today's news suggests possible rug pull occurring. Not a chance. Not a chance. First, it has to vacuum up almost everybody's money. Okay.
Yeah, they haven't scammed enough people out of money.
Right. It's nowhere near percentage-wise to where they're ready to pull the plug. Massive pullbacks, definitely, no question about it. But I could see Bitcoin running from I could see it climbing a stair step back to 100, 120, and then I could see it run to like 500,000, a pull back to 300,000, and then a run to 1 million. And then along with XRP is going to be the biggest scam of all, but that's besides the point. All of them following that basic, line, and then something is going to happen. Some electronic event, like they'll blame it on sunspots or whatever it happens to be, and
then poof, all the money just disappeared off the server. Yeah, sorry.
So we're nowhere near when Everybody is in it, and you see the numbers being like, oh, this is just, the FOMO. When FOMO hits the general public, that's when you get ready for the rug pull. We're nowhere near it yet. Van Barnes, was he all talking metals? Crazy time we're living in. I've been a precious metal guy for like 25 years now. I've been in the market for like 25 years. I've got a good track record with this stuff. What's that?
Max Holler, I have an unbeatable track record of losing all my money. So take advice accordingly.
What is his name? Ford Mule won CD Burlock. CD Burlock. We'll just call him CD Burlock.
Yeah.
Hackers are finding ways into the clearinghouse. Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that the scam isn't through hackers. The scam is through the establishment.
Right.
Josh Homan. Josh Homan won the internet. You win the internet today. The entire 21st century has been one big rug pull. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You're getting it. Or you got it. But people are starting to catch on. They don't realize that the economy ended in what the sham economy that we had literally ended in 2008. Okay, and all we've had since 2008 is a reinflation and a reinflation of bubble after bubble after bubble after bubble. So yes, there has not been a functional economy in this country, in the Western world, since 2008. And before then, it was a complete scam.
CC Mint 1989.
Which one, bro?
CC Mint 1989 just went up to the top there. He's got a good question.
I can't find it.
817.
817?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, CCM. I am building a Mopar 318 LA for road racing. I don't know if I should go with the flat top block or the roller block. Go with the roller block. Just
every time.
Yeah. If you have a choice, go with the roller block because you can run it either way. You can run it either way. I definitely roller. For Freddie Bebop, you will see an explosion in the economy this coming summer. Well, I mean, explosion, boom, hey, everything is great. Explosion,
or explosion
boom,
like everyone's got a job, or explosion like there's no money left. Yeah.
Let's see. War Ghost. Hey guys, are the El Caballeros essentially just modified G-body wagon chassis?
I think they're all the same chassis, aren't they?
I think they're all the same. Well, no, isn't there a wheelbase difference between the?
I'm sure the wagon and the El Camino are probably
probably the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snowball, they're going to tank the country by going cashless. And this year is the 2075th anniversary of 1776. I don't know if the anniversaries make any difference or not, but cashless is not going to happen.
No, because there's a whole world that revolves around cash that has
Right.
nothing to do with society.
Yes. The minute that the government, right, pulls cash from society is the minute that society creates its own cash and starts circulating it. Because that's what's happened in the past. You realize that this isn't new. This has happened many times in many different economies. When the government runs completely off the rails as far as currencies go, local areas and groups and whatnot create their own currencies and their own banking systems that are outside of the government's. So it's just part of this cycle that we're going through right now. Mexican Spec is saying the G-Body wagon had 4-door, while the El Camino only had 2, so it wasn't just a cut wagon. No, I was talking about the chassis. Is the chassis the same between them? Stephen Paul, that's cute. Be thankful we don't live in the UK. Dude, we live in the UK. The UK is the same as us. It's the same as Canada and the UK and the European Union and us, all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same people running it. You look at this is the president. Oh, this is the Congress. Oh, this is the parliament. Oh, this is the prime minister. That's all bullshit. That's just up there. That's just to keep you watching and keep you engaged and all of that. Behind the scenes, there's one consortium of people that run the world, right? That run the Western banking system, and it's their rules that we play by, and it's just little stupid variations. For you drive on the left side of the road, and you drive on the right side of the road. That'll make us different, And you vote for this face, and you vote for this face, and that'll make us different. Yeah, but no, it's one thing, and people are starting to figure that out.
You do have a super chat.
Bill McKay's thank you for the super chat. Have Kiwi put the Pontiac 2.2 nose on that GMC. Find a Pontiac 2.2 nose.
Yeah, find a Monte Carlo or a Pontiac, Aero.
An Aero coupe nose.
And it's just a series of bolts. I mean, I could even do that.
CCMT recommendations in how to get that 318 crank to handle up to 6,500 RPM. That's the max I like to go, unless there is a way for the crank to handle almost 7,000 RPM. Just run it. The stock cast 318 crank with a good balance job, we can do 6,500 all day long. If you really want the best crank that you could put in that engine, try to find a 273 crank. Try to find an early 273 crank. They're balanced exactly the same. The 273 used a heavier wrist pit to make up for the piston size difference. But try to find a steel 273 crank. That's what I've got in Bottle Rocket, actually. And that's the one for maximum sustained high RPM use.
Yeah, they all want to do a lot of stuff with this El Camino. But yeah, swapping front ends would be, if we could find a front end to swap, I have no problem with that. I'll put a Cadillac front end on it. I don't care. I could put a Cadillac front end on it and go sell it in the hood,
I'll just jumped in there. They're called the rich.
Yeah.
You know, Olive, how little you know, okay? They're not the rich. They don't have economic status. They're the ones that actually create the money. Yeah, no, they're not the rich. The rich are peons like you and me, okay? This is beyond. It's the next level. It's the people who actually are the money. They don't have names. They don't have names. They don't belong to any country. They don't have you know what I'm saying? These are the individuals that you'll never hear, you'll never see, nobody will ever speak of them. It's a whole other level, Al, and everything underneath that is just a show. Bob's Chop Shop, or find a 67 to 69 318 crank there, 4-seal, yes.
And for road racing, why a 318 and not a 340 with the bigger main saddles?
Probably because it's what he has.
Yeah, it's true.
CD Burlock just saw in 2021 that W. Warren Johnson said in 1992 he made a valve train that ran 2 hours at 14,000 RPM, pneumatic valve train. They've been doing that in Formula One for like decades. We were all running around with candles, and they were doing that in Formula One. Let's see.
French Hawa. I mean, a couple down from where you're at.
Okay. Front clip swaps can be amusing. I've seen a Silverado dump truck get the Escalade part swapped on. Well, you know, most, I don't say most, a lot of cars have the same body lines, like like completely different style cars, but they'll have the same creases in so that
the doors and on the sills, yeah.
Right, yeah, like on the doors and through the quarters and whatnot. So yeah, so nose swaps are like A-bodies. Every A-body Mopar from 1967 through 1976, Duster, Dart, Valiant, and all of them, 2-door, 4-door, have exactly the same body lines through the middle of the body. So they're interchangeable as far as like front clips go. The rear quarters, you have a difference on like the Duster Demon body cars because they bulge out a little bit, but the line is still there, and the line is exactly the same. Look at a 1967 Valiant and look at a 1976 Duster, and you'll see the same like indentation at the very back of the quarter panel. How many likes we got, Dr. Art?
Let me go check.
You know, I'm always concerned about that, man.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes they don't give us any likes. They don't give us any nothing. There's 162 people watching, and let me turn the volume down on. Looks like 96 likes only.
That's it?
That's it. Not even 100.
Does that make you want to just give up?
Yes.
Oh, man.
And did you see that Kathy, the thumbnail for this, Kathy put the G-Body Monte Carlos for the thumbnail?
No. Wait, let me see the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Wait. I can go over here.
Yeah. Just open up another browser and click on, yeah.
No. There it is. Oh, okay. So the black Monty all the way on the left was mine. The one in the middle belonged to a kid named Chris Alderasi, who's still in prison, I think. And that silver one I built a 3-3 for, and he lived across the street from me. And then the other one is this kid Frankie, and his was all stock, like mine. Mine was all stock too. But yeah, I built the engine and the transmission that was in that one that's in the middle. And then Fubar once again put up a link to my merch. Thank you, Fubar. So you want our t-shirts, our hats, or any other stuff that's in our, which is forbidden to me. I can't even go in there to see what's there. Kathy Bananas handles all of that stuff. But it's all available in our store at fairly reasonable prices. I think our prices are reasonable. I don't know what they are, but you know, they probably are.
It's year-end closeout pricing.
Is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Let's call it Green Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you, Zero, for inspiring the like buttons.
I had someone comment on my channel because I got a bunch of people that watched your video and see my little teaser video, and one guy wanted me to just do a whole body swap on like a Dodge dually with a diesel and make it an El Camino dually and diesel stack out the hood, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It could be fun. It could be fun to go like completely over the top.
Oh, it's gonna be, yeah, because there are no rules. Yeah,
We're going to brainstorm about this.
Yeah, the saying is that car means nothing to me. So let's see what we can do.
So, Frank C. 1430 wants to know what's going on with the nitro car. The Spiders are very comfortable. That's the only thing I can tell you. They found their little nooks and their crannies, and they've made their little webs. And I can tell you that they're very secure because there's nothing going on around the car. So it's completely still for them, and they build their webs, and it's nice. It's cozy. That's all. What is going on with the nitro car?
Well, I think we're still waiting on clutch parts and probably cylinder heads.
Yes. We're at a complete standstill with this thing right now until we get parts to put it back together again. So, and as I pointed out in the last video, we have nothing between the crank flange and the differential. We're waiting for that stuff to come from Crower, and the cylinder heads are still up at Shacklett's. I don't know what's going on with them either. I'll probably take a ride up there this week and just go see. Because when I call them, they just hang up the phone on me. It's that asshole from YouTube. So I actually have to go there. And
hey, John, this is Tony. Click. Yeah.
John, here's $100. Will you talk to me? So this is the relationship I have. I'll take a ride up there this weekend. But currently, no, not a freaking thing is going on with the car.
Which is kind of, well,
What?
When you're resurrecting a 60-year-old nitro.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen, but
yeah.
Wayne 8498, have you ever run a YN 6-pack intake on a low deck? I haven't. I've seen them. They were around. They were like. Wait, come to think about it, no, I've never seen one actually in action, but I have seen those manifolds. And no, I've never used one. E-body front clip on bottle rocket. Hasn't that car had enough?
Yeah, it's been through enough.
Very good. Is it Crower, like Tony says, or is it Crower?
Crower, not
Crower.
We figured this clutch is going to take time because we were on the phone with a guy from Crower working out which clutch to get for about 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
On tech line, yeah. So
at least. Next inspect says bottle rocket is fine the way it is, although it could use covered headlights from a Charger. That would add like 25 pounds to the front of that car. Acceleration rules, grab a 75 GNC motorhome and make it go fast. No.
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 Tommy Brochures just did that. He just put a Hellcat motor in a Winnebago. So it's been done. I
saw that, but you know, I think he squandered that, to be honest with you. Because I saw the video, I saw the lead up to it.
Okay.
And I was like, you know, that's pretty damn cool, right?
Right.
Just because. But instead of like actually taking it out and doing like Henemy Winnebago stuff, like, you know, go race something with it. You know what I mean? Or
he was just like taking it. Oh, it sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he did the interior, and he did a very nice job on the interior. You know what I mean? It's nice. If I had a vintage Winnebago, I'd say yes, that's very cool. But on a Hemi Winnebago, no. The interior should have been filled with like nitrous bottles and intercoolers and stuff like that, right? Then it would be like, Yes, Hemi Winnebago, right? But no, it's just a freaking Winnebago that happens to have a Hemi in it. Yeah, he definitely squandered that, if you ask me.
He should have went street racing with it.
Yes.
And then and took on everybody, $100 a head, and let's race to Winnebago.
I honestly don't think you'd want a motorhome to go fast. Well, I mean, on an 8th mile, right? How fast are you possibly going to go with the damn thing, right?
You're right. Once you get above 60, it's pushing so much wind, it's not going to really accelerate that hard, no matter how much horsepower you got.
Speaking of fever dreams, anybody seen Bad Chad's Dart Project recent video? I'm afraid to even.
I don't watch him.
I'm afraid to even.
He kind of freaks me out a little. So.
He freaks me out a lot. He freaks me out a lot. And Jolene is running that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Dance, monkey, dance. Go spread bombs.
Right. Dance, monkey, dance. That's good. I like that. If you got a Hemi in a Winnebago, you need a self-retracting doghouse or something. Yeah, you hit the button and the thing goes. Yeah, definitely.
Sergeant Mustang's got a good question there.
Who now?
Sergeant Mustang. It's right at the top now.
Sergeant Mustang.
Oh, 837. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Tony and Art. 61 Chrysler. Put the brake cylinder piston seals in dry in the back. Did I do any damage to the piston seals? Should I remove the cylinders and put fluid on the lip of the seal? Wait, let me think about this for a second. So wheel cylinder, the piston seal. So you're talking about just the rubber seal that goes over the top, like the dust cover that the pin goes through? They're fine. I wouldn't worry about
it. No, it'll be all right.
Cars M reviews. I'll fill you in. So he's talking about bad shit. 62 Dart 4-door to 2-door, and a 59-inch Plymouth roof. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That's Jolene cracking the whip. Build something funky, monkey.
It's got to take 3 uglies and make something. Go. Mr. Territory's here. Hey, Abel, how you doing? And Sergeant Mustang said that the seal on the inside behind the piston, they're moving part.
No, that'll get lubricated by the brake fluid itself.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, in the future, a little bit of lube, brake fluid just wouldn't hurt. But no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Wrenches and plants. Is side gapping spark plug hype or horsepower secret? It can make power, but the downside to side gapping is that you're leaving. Okay, so in most engines, remember, spark plugs go in all different directions, all different positions. Okay, so they're all subject to different factors inside the engine. The ground strap helps shield the electrode or the ceramic. So in the center, you get the electrode, and the electrode is surrounded by ceramic. Okay, and the overhanging, the reason why they have an overhanging ground strap is because as mixture is blown at the plug, the ground strap kind of like it makes the heavier particles kind of divert away from the ground strap or the center electrode. So there's a higher likelihood of the plug becoming fouled with it side gapped. On the flip side, when you side gap it, you're taking away the restriction of that ground strap over the top. So the spark has to jump diagonally instead of being trapped in between. So when it's traveling diagonally between the ground strap or between the center electrode and the ground strap, you're exposing more fuel to that, to the so it either way, right? It goes either way. It's beneficial in one aspect and it's not in the other. And in some engines more subject to that than others. Just like indexing. Some engines benefit from indexing and some engines make no difference at all. So that's that. Territory. Art, suggestion, since Ranger has an LS, perhaps the El Camino can sport a Coyote engine.
Ship me one.
Yeah, he'll be waiting
Ship
for
me an
the
engine
crate.
and trans. Spend your $12,000 on a $1,000 car. That'll also be this. That's going to be. It's not going to be LS swapped. It's not going to be anything modern. It's just going to be something really, really, really off the wall.
Sergeant Mustang is saying, Tony R, thanks. I was a bit worried. I torched the new inside seals by putting them in dry. Good to know normal operation will sort it out. Yeah. Yeah. You remember, a wheel cylinder has a crosshatch. Okay. And the same exact situation as you have on cylinder wall. And that crosshatch in a wheel cylinder is going to carry like a microscopic film of brake fluid. And that's the lubricant that the piston or the piston is riding on. So it's not enough to create a gap where there's a leak, but it's enough for the brake fluid to adhere to the wall, the inner wall of the wheel cylinder. So it's like permanently lubricated. I'm scrolling up here. Bob's Chop Shop, you think Jolene is gone? I think it's Bad Ched and his retarded son now. No, there's no way. There's no way she left that. There's still a couple of dollars that guy can make.
Yeah, he was her easy lifestyle gravy.
Yeah. Yeah, Bad Ched still has like another couple of checks left in him. So yeah, she ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Carmagin makes Harley sound with El Camino odd utility. Odd fire Buick 230 horn or open Clifford headers. Oh, they sound so terrible. And an old Crane Fireball cam.
Well, if I wanted to do that, I could put in a flathead or one of those Pontiacs where they have the two Siamese exhaust ports and the headers, one big middle tube. They'll sound like outboards also.
Zero saying Bad Ched's a hack. Here's the thing. Here's the unique thing about Bad Ched, okay, is that he's actually created an art form out of being a hack. Like nobody ever expects to see something Bad Ched did and say, oh, that belongs in the Oakland Roadster show. Oh, that's like, beautiful. Or people expect weird from Bad Ched and he delivers weird. And he's a one man like
circus side act.
Even beyond that, he's like a one man category. There's nobody else that fits in there. You look at all the customizers, Barris and right? and he's like the exact opposite. But that's where his success is. He's just like his stuff is just so friggin' weird. Okay, Ryan B 933. If a car is non-numbers matching, but year correct engine trans, will changing the factory paint color make a big difference in value? Oh, that
depends what it is. Yeah.
Depends what it is, right? Some automotive cults, and we're all like cults, okay? Some automotive cults put huge value on correctness and numbers and so on and so forth, and others could care less, right? So it depends on the cult. Like vet guys, okay, like they're freaking nuts, okay. And yes, everything matters. Everything counts towards the car's value. Certain high-end Mopars, high-end Fords, same thing, right?
The Pontiac Historical Society people, those guys are the worst.
So but then you get into like, let's say the Pontiac cult, right? They don't really care. As long as it's all Pontiac, they don't care if it's mix and match. It's fine. It's all good, right? So it just depends on what kind of car you're talking about. Okay, Ryan is saying it's a 69 Coronet RT. Well, no, unless it's a particularly rare, unless it's like a Hemi 4-speed, like rare option car. No, it's not going to make any difference. It's not going to make a difference. Just don't paint the plum crazy. Just whatever you do, don't paint the plum crazy. If you don't want to hurt okay, Ryan, here's what you do, right? If you don't want to hurt the value of the car, and I know I'm talking about like in the Mopar cult, right? If you don't, hello, I hear tinkling. Yes, Kathy Bananas. Look, she's bringing me.
She's sneaking in.
Look at this. Thank you. She sensed my need.
Yes. Oh, I found this before. I don't know if you want it.
I probably don't.
Probably don't. It might be interesting for you.
Oh, yeah.
Want to show your friends?
Where'd you find this?
It was in a pack of pictures.
So this was my nitro drag bike. That was when I first moved to Tennessee, and I got the urge to burn nitro again. Okay. So I never talked about this on the channel because people think I'm making this stuff up. You know, like, there's no way he did all of this shit. No, that was my nitro drag bike. So that was after I moved to Tennessee. I got the urge to burn nitro again. I was like, I gotta burn nitro, but I didn't want to go and do a whole car again because it wasn't going to happen. So I says, well, 2 wheels and 2 cylinders has got to be easier than 4 wheels and 8 cylinders. So I bought a frame, and then I bought a couple of motors, and I bought some odds and ends, and I built that. And the short story with that is that after I put it all together, probably the day this picture was taken, I rolled it out in the driveway, fired it up, did 2 or 3 chirpies with it, and said, nah. I rolled it back inside, took it all apart, and sold everything. So yeah,
Nope, don't want to die today. Yeah.
Nitro drag bike. But back to Ryan and his question about the 69 Coronet. I'm so sorry, brother. Things just happen. So, okay, if you want to change the color of the car, and you don't want to hurt the value of the car, this is super important, right? This is like, the most important thing. Only use a color that was available on that car, that model, that year. Okay, so like no plum crazy. No, right? No, none of those colors. No high impact colors. The only high impact color you could have had on that car would have been the green, that spring green, whatever the hell they friggin' called it. And orange. Yes, yeah, you could have done the orange, Hemi orange. But yeah, stick to only colors that would have been on that car, that model, that year. And nobody is going to give you a second thought. Nobody's going to care. Right? But as soon as you put a non-standard color, a color of like from a 1970 or 71 color on something that didn't originally have it, every Mopar guy you come across is going to be like, right?
Why is it Zonker yellow? Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know that's how I am. That's how I am. You know what I mean? As soon as they see like a 67 car in a high impact color or something like that, or like a 73 car, 74 car. I'm like, no, just leave the Mopar world alone. Go away, right? So that's the only thing I can advise you with that. I'm scrolling back up here.
The guy I got those El Caminos from, also in his back 40 there, where these were drug out from.
Yeah.
He has a 1940 Ford pickup truck.
Okay.
That he would not sell. I offered him stupid money for it. No, that's going to be like our shop truck and stuff like that. I'm like, and it was, it was pretty roached, but it's still a 40 Ford,
I'm not into the old pickup trucks like that. They're beautiful, but I'm just not. It's just not my style.
Yeah.
Scoop, I know the Panther Pink Cuda is worth a lot, but damn, it looked bad on that car. One of the prettiest cars, and I was actually going to clone this, and I didn't, just because I got sidetracked with other stuff. But one of the prettiest cars I've ever seen, and you go searching for it, you'll find it, was a Panther Pink 7340 Dart, and it was pink with a white interior and white top and a white bumblebee stripe. And that car just pops. It's beautiful. So Panther Pink isn't everybody's. I happen to like it. But it's not everybody's cup of tea. On that Dart, it was perfect.
Because the contrast of the colors made it kind of look
real,
70s groovy type. Yeah.
Yeah. I like mod tops too. A lot of people don't like mod tops. I love them. Like somebody took a shower curtain and glued it to the roof of your car, Yes.
And the shower rods to prop it up all the way down. Yeah. That's bigger up north than down here.
Okay, I'm rolling up here. Ryan Heasy. Would it be sacrilegious to take a 72 to 74 Barracuda Cuda, possible 340 car, and clone it to a 71 looking Cuda? I'm thinking it would be frowned upon. I would kind of frown upon it. The 72, 74 Cuda that's a good looking car. Like the frowny face Challengers, 72 through 74 Challengers, they jumped the shark with the styling on that car. The nose just isn't. It's ugly. Okay, it's friggin' ugly. But the Cuda, no, the Cuda was actually a really beautiful car right up to the end, right up to 74. So no, I wouldn't do it. Stevens Paul, I have a 69 Polara with a mod top, triple brown. Excellent. Bob's Chop Shop. Dr. Art, I'm building a 47 International Harvester half-ton short box right now for my new shop truck. Looks similar to a 40 Ford.
Yeah, I think I've seen, you've sent me pictures of that, Bob. No, it was good looking, but yeah, it's always liked the 40 Fords, and because my daddy's like, because he always wanted one. But now that everybody who wanted a 40 Ford is dead, they should start popping up, cheaper and cheaper.
Keep or remove the ugly ass bumperettes. Yeah, the 73, 74 rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Bumpers.
Ryan Heasley, I was just never a fan of the 72 to 74 round taillights. It's funny. Everybody loves them on the Charger, and I don't like them on the Charger. I like the 69 better, but I like them on the Cuda. I don't know why that is. they look right on one car and not right on the other, or people love them on one car but not on the other. I don't know. I like them just for my, but that's just me. Mexican Spec was just saying, when you open a door and a red interior jumps out at you is the best. I agree. I like burnt orange interiors. That was always my favorite color for the like Mopar years. The red interior was pretty cool, pretty obnoxious. But the burnt orange, especially like on the Challengers, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. What are you seeing? Anything, Dr.
Art? No, I'm not. I'm just seeing what they're running through. Carl Cadolet, 1682. Have you ever seen a Paisley top on a 71 Grand Fury?
Yes. Yeah. My friend Michio's my friend's Michio mother had, we used to steal a car all the time when we were teenagers. We were like 15 years old and we go joyriding with this thing. And it was a 71 Grand Fury, 383 two barrel. We always flipping the top of the air cleaner lid upside down. And that had the Paisley top. Shannon 78 Monty. Has anyone else sort of taking a new car and installing an older mechanical engine and transmission in it to have a reliability and modern comfort, the opposite of a rest-on mod? I've thought about it 1,000 times.
Because once they're mechanically totaled, the body's still good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would see. Here's the thing, right? I don't want to build another friggin' car. I honestly don't. I'm over it. Okay. So I don't want to build any more cars. I do love helping with cars. So if somebody was to show up locally, right? I don't mean somebody from 1,000 miles away, but if somebody locally was to show up with let's say a new Challenger or a Charger body and say, hey, let's put a 440 in this thing, I'm all over it. Let's do this. So yes, I've thought about it 1,000 times, but I am not building any more cars.
Did you see what time it is?
Wow, Dr. Art, tonight flew.
It did. That second hour was just like boom, done.
Yeah, no lie, man. So what do you need to talk about?
Well, let's talk about Project 2026 and our budget daily driver El Camino.
Okay.
Project that's just come on board. Everyone should go to the channel, Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab.
Yes, go to Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab and sub.
And sub, see the teaser video, and then follow along because we're probably gonna start some filming on that, probably maybe even tomorrow.
Okay.
I got them out of the they were drug home, dropped in the driveway, literally, and then I got them, on their little supports and walkers and stuff like that, and I've got them in the garage. So at least they're out of the eye shot of all the neighbors for the holidays. Yeah. And that's about it. You got a bunch coming on that. Oh, and I started 4 or 5 days ago. I had a bunch of old videos I found because I did a second channel years and years ago that I forgot about, but there was like a dozen videos on there. So I repurposed them and I did 12 days of video for Christmas, and the last one plays on the 23rd, right before Christmas Eve, because no one should be watching me on Christmas Eve and Christmas. It's just not, I don't know. So 12 days of videos in a row, plus these add-ons for this car. So there's plenty to watch there. There's plenty to subscribe to. There's plenty to enjoy and send to your mother and all that kind of stuff.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. And I have nothing.
Nothing.
I may have reached the end of my line. I don't know. Well, let's see how I feel.
You've reached the end of YouTube. Congratulations.
Yeah, this might be it. But we'll see how I feel when I wake up.
Yeah.
So everybody contributed super chat. Thank you so much. It's never expected, but always appreciated. And everybody contributed with your presence and your conversations. Thank you equally. And our amazing mods, Zero, Fubar, Mexican Spec, guys, as always, thank you. I have nothing else I want to say. I'm done. I ran
That's enough. We've given them all again. Yeah.
But that was my nitro bike.
Nice.
That'll do you some wheelies, Dr. Art.
Oh yeah, let's hop on that.
All right, guys, we're out of here. I'm pulling a plug, and I think I hit everybody, right? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we got
Good
it.
night, all. Don't get
Adios.
killed out there.